Welcome to Karaoke Wine with Jules and Tessa.
Welcome.
Karaoke wine. Yes. Starting out with Briosa. Sorry, you couldn't really see mine. Oh, I need a 90 to 100 calories.
21 and over, guys.
21 and over.
Cheers.
How cute are these cups?
I know, so them. Cute. And then I'm going to flip it around so you can just see my name. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we have a really great episode for you guys today.
We got asked by one of our male fans or friends or listeners. And they're like, can you talk about something other than relationships?
We're like, yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about vaginas. Because what else do we know better? I mean, we've been stuck with this vagina for 40 years now. So
proud owner of a vagina for 36 years and some change. You know, it's really one of those things where wouldn't want it any other way.
No. I love my vagina too.
It's your source of energy.
The relationship with my vagina lately has been a love-hate relationship. Yes. Yeah. Especially like in my 40s. Like my 40s was obviously the 18th, which is like last week.
Yeah.
And welcome to 40. I have a UTI. I had my first mammogram today. I was like, this is it.
This is 40.
This is 40. Great.
I think, not just because you obviously just had a big birthday. Happiest birthday.
It's over, guys.
Hottest fucking 40-year-old I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
I think one of the bigger situations is, especially for our younger listeners, and when I say younger, I mean under 30, maybe like early 20s to mid 20s, is a lot of what we're saying today. You're going to be like, that doesn't happen to me.
It didn't happen to us either, guys. Like,
just wait.
It's really funny. When I was in my 20s, I had a lot of older friends and they would be talking about all this shit. And I was like, is this what 40s is? It's like you talk about your bodily functions and like what's going on and what's not working properly. And I was like, oh my God, I now get it. I am them.
Always. It's you used to go to the gynecologist and your biggest fear was like, please don't have chlamydia. And now you go and you're like, I don't know what's different.
Like, I don't care about chlamydia anymore. I know I don't got that shit.
100%. It's more like something's happening, but nothing's changed. So help a sister out.
Yes.
And I find I'm really excited about this topic today. I mean, honestly, again, in your 20s, I remember, you guys, I grew up in San Diego. I was at the beach every single day. I never took my bathing suit off. I mean, I was lucky to shower properly. If I went into the ocean, I was like, cool, like I'm clean. So nothing would happen. And everyone knows if you wear a bathing suit too long, like you can end up with some yeast infection situations. And
or even work out. Like as soon as I'm done with the hot Pilates, I'm like, I gotta go and change. Like I can't sit in my clothes.
You have to change immediately. This was not us in our 20s.
No.
Like I did hot yoga and I would stay in my clothes all day. That doesn't happen.
My vagina in my 20s was very resistant. She was a fucking powerhouse.
She was. She was like, ain't nothing getting through this.
I know. God, I want her back.
I know. It's like you get more mature as a woman and your vagina actually goes the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's actually not true. You become less tolerant as you age, and so does your vagina. She's like, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It matches our personality.
Oh, my God. That is so true.
So I do a mammogram.
Oh, my God. So the crazy thing is that, you hear horror stories like when you're younger. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a lot of boobs, guys. So I was no expectations is the way to go. But I was fine about it. I went into the room and you put your boob into this machine and it just basically pancakes it.
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt. It was maybe uncomfortable for 2 seconds. But it took 3 minutes of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was super fast.
Okay.
Lady was super nice. And then afterwards, I was like, since I'm here, I need to see my gyno. And she was like, well, do you have an appointment? I was like, no, but last time I was here, she said, anything that you need to just talk about and you're already here,
Let's do it.
let's do it. You don't have to call and make it a separate appointment. So prior to Tulum, I had a UTI.
Yep.
And my pap smear came back normal, but my urine cultures came back that I had a UTI. So I was like, great. So I was on antibiotics. That's why I wasn't drinking the last episode.
Yeah.
And my antibiotics literally stopped the day before I left for Tulum. So I was like, fuck yes. I get to drink and not be like guilty. So I come back from Tulum and I was like, my urine still smells a little wonky. So clearly there's something going on. So today after my mammogram, I was like, I just need to talk to my gyno for 5 seconds.
Like, what's happening?
And so she literally was like, yeah, we smelled your urine today and it's not good. So here's a stronger antibiotic. And this one I only have to take for 2 days. And she goes, oh, and by the way, this antibiotic may cause yeast infections. And I was like, the fuck? So you mean to get rid of my UTI, I may have a yeast infection in about 3 to 5 business days, come back for another antibiotic. I'm like, what in the scam is going on with that?
Okay, but it's actually quite comical because one, I gave her some probiotics. I again, an owner of a vagina that is 36 years old.
I'm drinking before I have to take these antibiotics, by the way.
100%. You have to have certain supplements. Being a woman and getting older is the best thing in the entire world, mentally and emotionally. And honestly, sex drive too. We can talk about that maybe a little bit.
My sex drive is fire.
Fire. Like, yeah. I'm not even currently engaging in intercourse with anybody right now, but let me tell you, I am romancing myself just fine these days. And it is the
safer way.
It's the safer way. Like, literally.
Oh my God.
But it's one of those things where you are needing to treat a specific symptom and then it's like may cause death. You know, all of it, like may cause even worse.
And this is my gyno prescribing it. So my gyno, she's there for a vagina health reason. And you're giving me something that may or may not make my vagina not healthy.
Yeah.
It's just, as a woman, I'm like, just bring it on.
Yeah. I remember too, when, you know, obviously in my early 20s and throughout my 20s, I would always get every panel done because that's just like who I am, whether I was like sexually active or not at the time. But in my 20s, that was very rare that I was not.
We know.
And very rare. And I remember when I was 30 years old, I kept getting like yeast infections. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I haven't changed anything in my diet. I haven't changed anything. Like, it just all of a sudden started happening. Like, my routine is exactly the same. And she was like, oh, well, what kind of laundry detergent do you use? And, you know, back in the day, it was all this like fun, fruity, Gain, like floral, apple cider, whatever bullshit it was. And she's like, yeah, we can't have perfumes down there anymore. So like you have to start using free and clear. When I tell you, like, I obviously changed, but then, you know, your clothes don't smell the way that they do. I use dryer sheets now, but you literally can't even use perfume infused like laundry detergent, softeners, even.
I mean, you got me off Summer's Eve.
Yeah, Summer's
that was
Eve
what,
is like the worst, FYI.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I know now.
Yeah. Dr. Bronner's is what I use. It's all natural. It's peppermint soap. Just be
That's
prepared.
what you got me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best.
I mean, you have to get used to it, but like peppermint on your hoo-ha.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's on fire, but like a good on fire.
Yeah.
Not like the
It's
bad
like
on
cool.
fire.
It's like, it's a very interesting feeling. It is the only thing that I use now on.
Me too.
On my, on my hunter. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you're using any type of perfume infused, and you see all this bullshit on Instagram that's like, do you smell down there?
Oh my God,
use these like floral deodorants. Do not do that. Your vagina is meant to regulate itself. Don't douche. Don't add in all of these extra things that like you're trying to make yourself taste better. Let me tell you one thing.
That's diet.
Yes, it is diet, but
and hygiene.
Yeah, too. Okay. I saw this comic talk about like men, like they're gonna eat you no matter what, but like you can also tell if you look in their fridge, like if they have nothing in their fridge, but if you go in their fridge and it's like all the condiments, like tzatziki sauce, like all the garlic, they're literally going to suck you dry.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
because a bad vagina is a bad vagina.
But who's gonna go down on a bad vagina?
No, but you just said that they'll eat anything. I'm like, ooh.
No, I don't think they're gonna eat anything. What I'm saying is, if you have like bacterial
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Like just don't be putting perfume
up
or on your vagina. Like it's just not worth it.
No, I agree. And also my gyno said to me today, she was like, stop wearing the thongs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? She was like, for a sexy night, that's one thing, but like everyday use, because the thong is not as stable. And so when you sit and stand, it like moves. And so, from your anus to your vagina, and that's a thing. But I was like, okay, well, I do wear thongs almost every day.
Yeah.
Even when I work out.
Same.
They're comfortable for me. They're comfortable. I don't even feel them. But I have started getting into like the seamless underwear and like the full coverage seamless, not like, cheeky.
Yeah.
But they're so comfy and you don't see them underneath your clothes and it's covered.
Yeah. And they're better for your vagina, apparently.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to be good in like 3 days, guys. But it was just really funny conversations today, being newly 40, being a woman, and I was like, this is it.
This is it.
This is what
it's come
This is what I've been waiting for all my life, guys.
And not only that, we're going to circle back to the sex drive. Like in your late 30s, getting into your 40s, and I've heard this all the time, that your sex drive actually increases like crazy. And it's a lot of times women start dating younger as they get older because the stamina just isn't there with the elder gentleman. However,
haven't had that problem.
Yeah, she doesn't have that problem. No. It's one of those things that you have to be so fucking careful with your vagina and your partners, because even their pH can throw your pH off. So it's like, if you're constantly getting yeast infections or UTIs,
it's like the universe literally telling you that that's not your person.
100%.
Go ahead.
Are we going to talk about pregnancy?
No. Oh. Well, finish because I have a funny story about.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where you're ready to go back to your 20s and have sex with all of the humans, but your vagina's like, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one either. Yep, get away from that one.
My girlfriend, she is allergic to semen, and
I would die.
Oh yeah. So like every guy that she was with, like she couldn't give head. Yeah. And she couldn't like have unprotected sex with her boyfriend. And it was literally the universe, like not it. And then she met her husband and she wasn't allergic to him. And obviously now they're married and have a baby.
Yeah.
But I was like, it literally is like a process of elimination. When your body can accept the other human's fluid.
Yes, fluid bonding. We talked about it in the last episode. I love me some fluid bonding, not gonna lie. It's like my favorite.
But what were you gonna talk about pregnancy?
So the same thing when it comes to making babies. You might have perfectly good eggs and they might have perfectly good sperm, but they attack each other.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And in my mind, and I'm not discounting everybody who's had to do like the in vitro and make sure they're not, they can still get pregnant, because I've known a couple people. In my mind, if my eggs were rejecting the sperm that was like coming at it, I would probably rethink my choice in partner, because I watched this something I just learned, and again, 36 years old as a woman. The egg chooses the sperm does not choose the egg.
You just found that out?
I just realized that. Like, not just, but like it was one of those things where in my mind, I always thought like the little swimmer, because they call them little swimmers.
What's the strongest sperm?
It is the strongest, but the egg can still reject it.
Yeah, it's through that wall. Yeah.
Like, they'll still be like,
I mean,
you,
hello,
bro.
that movie, Look Who's Talking, the opening credits.
It was like one of those things where I feel like I probably knew, and I just like watched it again, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Again, your partner, like, trust your vagina instincts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wonder if anything happens to guys outside of, like
nothing happens to guys.
Never. But I'm actually kind of curious, because like we reject men all the time because like the fluids don't match.
Yeah.
I wonder if.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Like, do they ever like get funky down there?
Yeah.
I mean, guys rarely get yeast infections, and they only get yeast infections if they have sex with a girl that has like an active yeast situation. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, we'll have to follow up.
It really is for us, though.
It is. Like,
we're just more invasive.
We are.
Like, they're literally going inside us.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's rude that we have to deal with all this shit.
It's so true. Not only that, but like, I love all of since we're on the topic of vaginas, we're going to talk about a period real quick. I love how, and it's funny because I had lunch with one of our mutual girlfriends yesterday, and we were laughing because she's like, I just want fucking chocolate. She was like, I know I'm about to start she's like, I know I'm about to start my period because like I never want chocolate. And I cried over a text message yesterday, and I know I'm not a weak ass bitch. And I was like, yeah. But she's like, I know it's literally it's gonna go down right now. And we're like literally at lunch, and she was so adamant about it. I was like, okay, cool. So like Saturday, do you want to do girls' night? She's like, let's just play it by ear. And I was like, yeah. And this particular human is like the nicest human in the entire world.
Yeah,
so for her to be like ready to like I was just. It made me so happy.
I don't even know what it feels like to have a period.
Yeah, I have an IUD.
I do too. And I haven't had my period in like 7 years, which is amazing.
I have an IUD since I was 19 years old.
Aren't you the lucky one?
Yeah.
I've been through so many different types of birth control, like the pill, the Nuva ring I had for a very long time.
How was that?
It's literally a ring that you insert. I liked it because it was like every month, but the thing is that it can come out during sex.
Oh.
Like, it's literally a ring. So perfect alignment. It's come out like on the penis. I was like, oh, can I have that back? Thank you, sir.
Okay, so speaking of that, because this is actually a really funny story. So in my early 20s, when I first got my IUD, this is before like Mirena. I got it from Planned Parenthood, first of all. It was before they were recommending Mirena to women who had not had children. Remember that the number one question with an IUD was, have you had children yet? Because they have to pry your cervix open to like place the IUD, and it's easier if you've if you've had a child.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you're literally have gone through, pushed it.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I just don't remember that question. It was so long ago.
Yeah. So they weren't familiar with it so much. And obviously I went to Planned Parenthood, which is amazing that I was able to do that at 19 years old. But me and my boyfriend were having sex, and the strings.
Oh, he felt it?
He literally went right into his pee hole. It was and these things, they're like fishing wire, just by the way. You're supposed to check them all the time as a woman.
They're like copper.
Yes. Like, no, the Morenas, they're fishing wire. They're not copper.
Oh.
Not the copper one. But he literally was
God.
Like somebody had kicked him.
Did he cry?
I mean, he needed a minute. I was like, I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Oh my God. That is like crazy.
Yes. But you also see stories about babies being born holding the IUD. So like.
What?
Yeah. It's like point
Well, wouldn't you be pregnant and be like, bro, like take the IUD out?
Well, it depends, because sometimes because of the way that it's placed, could actually end up hurting the woman.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like internal bleeding and everything. So you kind of just let it run its course, whether it like.
So my IUD, this is funny story, maybe TMI, but the strings, like when they cut it too short. So every time I go for my pap smear, they're trying to look for it. And every year I'm like, remember, guys?
You cut it too short.
You cut it too short. The last time we had to do an ultrasound, it was there. It was fine. I'm not pregnant. Like, it's still working. But I go, is that going to be an issue when we extract and we put in a new one, or maybe put in a new one? Who knows? But she's like, no, it should be fine. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But she had to do an ultrasound to make sure that it was still there. And I was like, trust me, it's working.
Yeah.
I would know if it wasn't there. Like,
we would know.
There's no random Scaminaccis around. Yeah.
Not yet.
No, nothing's random in my life. I'm too fucking alpha, A-type personality.
Weird. Me too.
That's why we get shit done.
It is true.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, girls.
But you were funny because you mentioned this morning when we were talking about pap smears, and what the gyno said to me is that they changed the guidelines.
Oh, this is bullshit.
So I get a pap smear once a year.
Me too. Because we grew up with vagina health, and it was like, I feel like I was better about going to my gynecologist than I ever was about my dentist in my early years. You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah. And then it was when I discovered that, you know, you have to go to the dentist multiple times a year to get cleanings. And I was like, oh, okay, this is why our parents used to do this. But I never missed a gyno appointment. In fact, I probably saw my gynecologist more than I ever saw my primary care physician.
Same.
Because I was constantly like, I need a full panel of testing, including AIDS, including, you know, the Black Plague. Like, I need it all. I mean, my gynecologist at one point in Chicago was like, listen, you haven't had sex. And
like, you don't need this.
We did this literally 3 months ago. Like, we don't. And I was like, do it. I was like, you don't know. Like, something could be dormant in there. She's like, I do know. And nothing's dormant in there. And you are fine. And I was like, I would have them draw blood and talk about.
I wasn't that crazy.
Yeah. No. I had them do I was like a psychopath. On top of that, we were talking about how uncomfortable mammograms are. Let's talk about like a fucking pap smear, because we're about to get into it.
You want to talk about violated.
Oh my God. They scrape the interior of your cervix. And the only thing that I think could be comparable for our male listeners out there is if you were to take a scalpel and basically run it along the top of your mouth to get some skin cells.
Yeah, but that's not what it feels like.
I mean,
a scalpel? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a little rough.
It is, but like, that's a hard because your cervix is fucking hard, by the way. Like, you hear it internally. It's not that you hear it externally, but you hear the feeling of it. It is.
It's uncomfortable for like 2 seconds, and then like, okay, all good. And then they take the clamp, they close it up, they take it out.
God forbid they don't have the right size clamp too, and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, so.
I thought one size fits all.
No, they have smaller, shorter clamps too.
Really?
I have a short cervix.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at my clamp next year. Like, am I? What size is that?
Yeah, before I started having sex because I didn't have sex until I was like around 18, but even in, they had to use a child's clamp, but I was smaller.
Oh, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even with like, so like the pap smear, we go once a year. They changed the guidelines 3 years ago to now every 3 years or 5 years, depending on the HPV results that you have. I took the HPV vaccine, God, a long time ago, like when it first came out. Even if they told me that I could do a pap smear every 3, I would be like, hell to the no. I'm going every year. Like, I feel like once you're sexually active,
you have to.
You need to know what's going on with your body every year, and everything changes at any given moment. So I don't we're not doctor guys by any means, but I still, even if my doctor was like, yeah, I don't have to see you in 3 years, I'm like, oh, you're seeing me. Yeah, we're doing that.
That's like one appointment I never miss is with my gyno. I also think as you continue to get older, there's also the option of like obviously freezing your eggs. So that's always a conversation if you haven't had kids yet. But going back to the pap smears, because we didn't want to like talk about anything too crazy. However, cancer is showing up more and more in younger people, whether it's breast cancer or whether it's cervical cancer and
colon cancer.
Yes, colon cancer, all the cancers. And I think for women, you know, we're constantly touching our boobs because we were taught to check for lumps. And if we feel like something's off, we go immediately. The problem with cervical cancer, and the only reason I'm talking about this is one of my cousin's best friends actually passed away from it because she had all of this lower back pain and she was in and out of the ER and they thought she was a drug pusher.
Really?
Yeah, they thought she was just there seeking drugs. And it turns out she had stage 4 cervical cancer and they found a tumor inside pushing on her lower back. I mean, she passed away, unfortunately. Wow. It's one of those things, though, like cervical cancer, unless you're actively staying on top of your pap smears, like all cancers come on fast. Like there's so many people get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, not even knowing that they had it. So why are you going to risk even like a year or two without getting something checked out? Like that could have metastasized into what this poor woman went through. And she was young. She was like, I think 30 at the time that this happened. This was like 10 years ago. And no symptoms that it had anything to do with her vagina. Again, it was all in her back. And it's shockingly, like they never did like an MRI or a CAT scan or anything on her. They literally would just give her drugs and send her home.
Yeah. I mean, when I did my mammogram today, I did think about all my friends that have had breast cancer and there's a lot of them, but most importantly, like, because I'm 40 and a lot of my friends are now in their 30s, we do have a friend that is in remission, but she was 34, 35?
Yeah.
When she got diagnosed.
Yeah.
And so it's been like a 1.5 year journey for her. But I think to myself, I'm like, you know, obviously prevention. And there are even studies that say like you shouldn't do a mammogram, but with all the history of friends having breast cancer, I was like, there's no reason for me not to do it. So I was happily putting my boob in the machine and flattening it like a pancake. And I was like, oh, let's go. This is the most I've gotten today. Like,
maybe I can mammogram.
I was like, thank you, ma'am.
So my business partner was in here yesterday. I'm just curious, like, do you have extra slot open that maybe I could...
you know, when I was younger, I would watch the Today Show and they would do like these mammograms like every year for breast cancer awareness.
Which is in October, right?
Yeah, it's in October. And I remember watching it and they would be like this cold room. And it wasn't like that. It was just like this machine and you go in and it's not the loud noise that you think of a long time ago.
Yeah. Like an MRI almost. Yeah. Like clicking.
Yeah. It was really like putting it in and then there's this plastic thing that like squishes it. And then there's the x-ray that goes above him. And she says, hold your breath and don't move. And that's when they're doing the scan. And then she's like, okay, now you can breathe. And then she's like, okay, you're like now next boob. And I was like, boom. I was like, sorry, I don't want to work with. She's like, it's fine. She's like, we don't worry about the size. We worried about what's inside. And I was like, oh, I love that. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So all about women's health. It's really important. I'm very honest with my partner.
Yes.
Because like, I was just like, dude, there's something going on with me right now. I mean, if it's a little funky, it's not funky. That was a situation when I told my gyno, I was like, I don't have discharge. I don't have any smell. I don't have anything. It's the only thing is like this urine. And when your urine smells funky, it's really embarrassing. Like, I didn't want to go to bathrooms in public restaurants. Yeah. I don't want to do it when anyone's home. Like, it's just a conversation that I had to have with him. Like, I need you to know what's going on with me.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. Like, you don't have to do anything, but you need to know.
I also think when you're in a relationship, I think, again, we keep talking about age here, but you know, in your 20s, it's like, don't talk about it.
Yeah, don't be ashamed of what's going on with your body.
I don't think people
at
do that
all.
anymore because they're so much more open to women's health now. Like when we were growing up, we were not. Like the vagina, people would be like, penis.
I mean, we grew up with the vagina monologues.
Yeah, but they like.
But we were still ashamed.
Yeah, like
we were like, oh my God, we can't talk about it. Do you have a yeast infection?
Yeah.
Like it'd be very like under the table talk. Now I'm like, guys,
yeah,
like, what's going on?
Like that, but like tampons. Remember, like, hey, do you have a tampon?
Yeah, no.
Like I would always be like, I got a tampon. Like I know that's weird.
Well,
I never cared.
Yeah, no.
I think women's health has come a long way where people are having open conversations and they can even say the word vagina these days without having like blushing. Where when we grew up, it was very different. Yeah. Right. If you are sexually active, okay, your partner is getting up in there with a whole bunch of other things. Like it's okay if you need to tell them, hey, I have a yeast infection. Hey, I have a UTI.
Or like I can't have sex this week.
Yeah, like
off limits.
Off limits.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's back to communication, guys. You have communication. I know. You just have to be honest with yourself. Yeah. Listen to your body. You know when something is off, and you have to be honest with your partner because you don't know what they're doing on the side. Hopefully they're loyal, but whatever is going on with you, you need to communicate with them and just have that conversation, and don't be shameful. It's your body. Things happen all the time.
Yeah. Also, just to add another layer of what we've been talking about.
I'm like,
such a long like, are you going to get to the land the fucking plane, Tessa? There is one thing that I do want to say, because I actually had a friend who found out that her partner was cheating on her because she kept getting BV and she didn't know why. Bacterial vaginosis. And that's when like it is extra funky down there. Yeah. It's not comfortable for a woman, like in all capacities, like fire crotch, essentially.
Yeah, because I had a BV in my 20s and I woke up and it was on fire.
Yeah, it's not,
it's not pleasant. I don't wish on my worst enemy.
So one of the things I always like to say, like grain of salt, if you continuously are finding yourself having issues with your vagina and your partner's a little bit sketchy, or maybe they're not sketchy, like there could be a reason for that. But it's just like a weird anecdote that just popped in.
And it's true. Like investigate all things.
Yeah. All things in order
to do
all of the things.
All the womanly fucking things.
Yeah. You have to own a vagina.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ladies. Men, we don't know what you guys go through.
No.
Like, obviously, you guys have to do your prostate exam and your colonoscopies, but that's not until, like, you're older.
Yeah.
But, like, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, like, do you ever have to think about your penis? I don't know.
I think if you masturbate too much, you have to take medication because you can't get hard. I dated a guy like that.
Really?
Yeah. I found them, and he's like, these are my brother's.
But that's not a problem.
I mean, if you're masturbating 15 times a day,
okay, that's weird.
Hard for sex,
that's weird.
Like, that is weird.
No, I'm talking about problems.
Yeah, I know. And that's a mental problem.
Masturbation it's just weird if you're masturbating that many times. And who has the fucking time? Okay, anyway. To do all the things.
Carpe diem, bitches.
I don't have the time to masturbate that long.
I know, I do.
Thank you for watching this episode of Karaoke Wine. Please like and subscribe.